start out with an article from MSN.com that I like to call Rockefeller Fracking. Okay, last month, GE announced plans to open a laboratory in Oklahoma that will study ways to improve the oil extraction process, including horizontal drilling and fracking. The company has also turned to acquisitions, buying up related companies to bolster its shale oil portfolio, and is betting on new technology that will improve profits for clients in the oil industry. So in other words, the Rockefellers are still poisoning us to death. They're raping and pillaging the planet, because that's what they specialize in and always have, going way back to J.D. Rockefeller. Of course, they also specialize in loaning the money to rape and pillage the planet. And what's the connection here? Obviously, is the General Electric building is Rockefeller Center. It's also NBC News. And so here you have this one family, and obviously there's multiple families. There's approximately 800 people that run the world, own the world, but here you have this one family that just unilaterally just imposes its will on governments, on economies, whatever, around the world. It's pretty amazing that they're still around, really. I want to go through some Rockefeller highlights with you. A little highlight reel here on the Mark David Show. So, obviously, we all know the patriarch, John D. Rockefeller, how he conquered the oil industry within 2 months, which means he got a massive loan, probably from the Rothschild family of Europe. No conspiracy. Look it up. It's all right there. Obviously, one of the most efficient and effective managers in the history of corporations. His son, kind of a dud. His grandson, David, though, had a couple grandsons of prominence. David, obviously, ran the head of Chase Manhattan, which is now J.P. Morgan Chase, and his son Nelson. And Nelson did something pretty amazing when he was the governor of New York. There was a prison strike. Prisoners took guards hostage, and Nelson sent in the National Guard and they ended up killing a whole bunch of the prison guards too, along with a bunch of prisoners, rather than meet their demands. So, I mean, the value of human life in the Rockefeller sphere is pretty low. I recently watched the movie The Great Gatsby. No, not Leonardo DiCaprio's version. I'm not even gonna look at that. I'm talking about Robert Redford's version. It's a captivating movie. What strikes me is throughout the whole movie, these rich people on Long Island in New York, the Gold Coast, were these massive, crazy mansions. We don't have anything like this today. I don't think there's anything like this. Maybe some super uber Rothschild, but even those were built back in the day. I mean, we're talking about having a summer and weekend home that's just like, it's just ridiculous. The size of these houses they built. The next generation that came along tore them down. Almost all of them, because they're just like, who would build houses like this? Well, the robber baron families, of course. And what strikes me in that movie, The Great Gatsby, the Robert Redford version, is how these people are just being served all the time. And it's like, who are these servants? Who are the servants exactly? What do they do? What do they think? These rich people just have conversations in front of them like they don't exist. They're just there to serve me. And that's your Rockefeller family right there. So, of course, if they're going to have that kind of view of their fellow, human being, imagine what they have for the earth. That they're fracking. They're using valuable, clean water, precious water, pouring it down a hole to get less energy than they're expending to get the energy. But since they control the debt market, and the debt market that's obviously associated and attached to public money, Well, they can just pass off the losses to you, and they get the energy that they get to sell to you. And this affords them these massive houses that they can have servants, people serving them. And that's the core of it.